I feel really lonely. And I felt that my entire life. But not to be misinterpreted, misunderstood, or to be interpreted as to be the victim and want people to feel pity for me, maybe compassion or understanding or just respecting that divine essence of myself that I have deep inside me that I've always had. I've always known. I came here to this earth to serve a specific purpose. And I'm still figuring it out because there's so many levels to it, and I'm so grateful. And I would not change one thing because I don't live with regrets. Every once in a while, lately this year with everything going on, maybe like three things I'd be like, oh, if I would have did that, but I'm like, no, it happened how it was supposed to happen. Even though I'm reflecting, and it's a bit of a challenge, I embrace it all. And I talk to myself in the mirror. I talk to myself in my head. I make sure I do my affirmations every day. Sometimes I switch them up and just go to a different level. And I am reflections of each other because love is the highest vibration. And nature is everything, and it's who we are. You know, we have ancient Egypt, we have the aliens, we have the Anakai, we have the sun and the moon, and nothing that we've been taught. I would be willing to bet my life on it, and I don't even believe in death because we're infinite, and energy never dies. So with that being said, we've always existed, even when we didn't. We were just transformed, and that's just what's going on now. It's just becoming aware of what is, and that respect. That's where you get the levels. And I'm just on my own level, and it's really an amazing thing. Embracing my age, because there's no age, there's no number, and all these limitless possibilities creators create. I mean, what percent of your parietal lobe, your occipital lobe, your frontal lobe, what are these specific parts of the brain really about in nature and that aspect? Where do they come from? And what do they mean? What are they shaped like? And where do they get this shape? Look at the fruit. Look at the trees. It sounds so crazy, like I'm talking to trees. There's spirit in trees. The trees are really alive, not in the essence of oxygen, in the essence of them being life. And if you're in tune and you're open up, they will show themselves to you. Of course, I sound like a crazy person, and I wouldn't have it any other way because normal is not it. I myself, law and master. Everything starts and ends with me. I'm going to be a ladybug, and then I'm going to be a fairy. From that point, I'm going to turn into a tree, and then I'll be a mermaid. Because mermaids are real. Sounds weird, right? When you know, you know. And when you're open and your heart is light as a feather, because love is the highest vibration, because that's all you were born with. Your birthday is actually your mother's birthday because she gave birth to you. Sounds crazy. No. Marinate. It makes perfect sense. So now you have a total 360, about a segue, 360 degrees, back to what I was saying. When you were born with love. Because all you knew was your God. The essence of God is your mother. She was your nurturer. She fed you. She took care of you. She molded you. She presented to you this essence of life. That's why certain people have learned behavior, and then they have this philosophy about nature versus nurture. And that comes from the environment that affects you and your experiences within that environment, or one becoming conscious and having that aha epiphany moment that sparked what people in the entertainment industry, if you will, call the it factor. Okay, you got it. I think we all have it. We just have to find it. What is your purpose? Why are you here? Are you going to repeat those lessons? Or are you going to come back and do it again? Are you going to make it to 33? Because you may have already passed the test. You may get the test again. Tricky. Happy Halloween. You already passed the test. It's tricky. Control your emotions. Control your rage. Now you're mad at somebody, for example, and now they control you. But it's levels to this. Choose your battles wisely. You know, because some things maybe are worth fighting for. You know, to thine own self be true. So back to the nature versus nurture, that innate inborn factor where a person subconsciously and consciously brought to light or darkness, and I'll touch back on that later, darkness, to make a conscious decision to do something else other than what's in their environment. Let's just say, oh, my friend I grew up with, everybody in her house smoked weed. I'm like, what's that smell? Love that smell. I didn't know, because I was somewhat sheltered for a certain point in my life. It was more of a protection thing, but I didn't realize how sheltered I was. It was just about getting out and becoming really close to people that were so different from me, and me being so amazed and just embracing them because they were so different, and say, there's an essence within me that's like this, or that I would like to evolve. Just learning, you know, they all smoke weed, and she didn't. And then years later, after we all I stopped smoking weed for my own personal reasons. Just me changing it affected me different, me not being the same, the weed and the synthetics and the strains being different, and me changing and feeling a certain type of way. You know, smoking so many blunts and to smoking hardly none because of the effects, and, you know, just different evolving. But back to what I was saying, she ended up smoking weed years later, you know, so different things work for different people. And once you find that, you've discovered your purpose. And you may be all alone, but as long as you're living that purpose, you have fulfilled your contract, your life path, and the reason why you're here. So many levels. So that's why you try different things to figure out what feels good. Okay, this feels like breath, life, spirit. Now I can breathe. You know, sometimes it takes many years to do that, because you just get to a certain age and you just don't give a fuck. The shortest prayer you can say is fuck them, because it's all about you, and you live in your divine essence. And it's not any disrespect to anybody else, but most people just won't get it, you know, but you get it, and you got to walk out on that. You got to walk out and do it. And many people are limited because of what other people think, or how they feel, or fear false evidence appearing real. Just fucking live and go and master that. And that is the greatest gift of all. That is the greatest love of all. The greatest love of all. Hey, it's happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all. It's easy to achieve. Clap your hands. Hey. Learning to love myself. It is the greatest love of all. And if I find that special place, hey, that I've been dreaming of, leads me to a lonely place, I find myself in love. Just accepting and embracing that and letting go. Thank you, higher self. Thank you, lower self. In the beginning, there was light. What was there before light? Message. The best thing you can do to hide the truth is in plain sight. And back to 99.9, I would say at least 99.5% of everything you've been taught is just not true. Or it's a little bit of truth to it. And then the things they put in the movies and the cartoons is lit. You have no idea. That's what the rabbit hole is. What if I told you that was a real rabbit hole? Hey, Alice, and they dug it because they were burying giants there. Yeah, the rabbit hole. Yeah, it's real. You know, you keep going and you go out on a limb, seek and you shall find. Yeah, so thy know self be true. False evidence appearing real. Love is the highest vibration. Live your life purpose. I hope you find it. Ebony Irene Austin, I am Yonobi Nitsua, warrior goddess of strength, wisdom, laughter, astral travel, astral projection, keeper of sacred knowledge, wisdom, understanding and understanding, blue light of Venus, blue empress, mermaid of the land of indigo, Atlantis. I am from the planet blue. I am not from this planet. Think blue always. Everything I've always liked and loved, I'm finding a real meaning behind it, and my soul and my spirit always knew. And nobody could ever tell me it wasn't. It's just levels to it. For instance, the Smurfs. I think it's Realm 4, the cartoon realm. And it's something tied with the Seven Dwarves. So I'm going to leave that right there, you know. People are so afraid to tap into different things because we've been taught the devil and this is this. And people just take that as truth. Always question the prevailing notions of the truth. I went to 4 high schools, for example, and I was kicked out of 3 schools. I was never a violent person, you know, so that rebellious spirit, you know, breaking away from that it's an issue because they want to make you robots, and it starts at the master number, age 11, and that's when I really started lucid dreaming. I thought I was on a roller coaster. I love roller coasters. I used to go to Magic Mountain a lot, and I thought I was going down, and I was actually flying, you know, and I used to sleepwalk, and I didn't realize I was sleepwalking. I thought my dad was putting me in the bed. So that is a very important age, and that's when you're taught to lose your childlike essence by the things that they teach you in these schools, you know. So it's very important to try different things and find your divine purpose. Some people are born with it, you know, and they know right away, but, you know, don't be afraid to try things, you know, and at least you'll know, you know. That's the beauty of life. For instance, when I was 6 years old, I got on a skateboard. I didn't even stand on it. As soon as I got on it, 0.5 seconds, I busted my head. I remember the day like it was yesterday. I will not get on a skateboard. I actually did maybe about a year ago, you know. I was a little inebriated, but I was very aware. I usually am when I'm inebriated. That's just me. Very in tune, very aware, you know. I'm a small person, but I don't know. I guess it's in my blood. So I won't get on a skateboard. I did this day because I was like by a wall and I was feeling it, and I was taking a picture behind a sacred geometry photo. And it was really beautiful, and I kind of stood on it and just, you know, when you go out on faith, you don't have no fear, so you go for it. But my point in saying that, I would rather jump out of an airplane than get on a skateboard. Yeah, that's just my thing. So I'll probably be doing that soon. Just if I can do that, that'll help me with a lot of things in my life. A lot of gifts I have that are just waiting to come out. You know, I need to stop playing and making excuses. And it just all starts and ends with me. So that's coming, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful every day, no matter what happens. I question it sometimes, but I embrace all. Because I don't have any reason not to be grateful. You know, everybody's dealt a certain amount of cards, and you just have to play those cards you're dealt, you know. And I've always been really fortunate. So I'm really grateful. So let's see, what else? Sacred geometry. They teach you geometry in school. They teach you, I believe it's like the equilateral triangle. Let's see, what else? I'm drawing a blank. equilateral triangle, A plus B squared equals C squared, the Pythagorean theorem, I believe pre-algebra. I had a very, very early age because of the type of schools I went to, and I just remember feeling so lost and so broken and so cornered because there was no way my mind at the time could understand that concept. I was just a creative person. I wasn't there. And it took me years till I was in college. And I had to take 4 math classes in a row because I always placed low on math and high in English. So the teacher at the time, Santa Monica College, he wrote the books. So I was like, I'm never going to get out of here, you know, and that's when I got in the theater. I'll touch on that later. And I never gave up. I was so discouraged. It was so hard for me because I was trying to do it my way. And I was like, okay, there's certain rules. There's certain rules that you apply to do the certain things. And X equals the unknown, you know, and I kind of got good at it because I had to pass these classes. Like I was taking a class. I had 4 math classes at a 2-year college. And I wasn't passing the class, so I would have to take it again. You know, it's really, really a struggle for me because I was a creative person and I had my own way of thinking. I was stubborn and I was rebellious, but I was living my true self. Who do you want to be when you grow up? Pippi Longstocking, Annie, Punky Brewster, and still, I am Pippi Longstocking. If you say it fast, it's funny. Pippi, Pippi Longstocking, how I love my funny name. I'm Pippi Longstocking, hope in a hay and a Hoshana. Pippi, Pippi Longstocking, watch out, here I come. I always come out on top. That is the whole divine essence of my life. It's an adventure. It's an adventure. And if I wouldn't have that basic moral compass, I wouldn't be the person that I am, other than my magnificent parents. Some strict, but had that whole balance of allowing me to be whoever and whatever I wanted to be. And I had consequences, because I went to Catholic, Christian, and private school. So you can do what you want, but there's going to be consequences. And I'm 51, 55, but I'm a snake. The year of the snake, and I'm very wise, and I'm very calculated. And I'm not a fool by any means necessary. I'm a Taurus. I'm a bull and a fire snake. So I wish a motherfucker would. I want a motherfucker too. But I got to be able to get away with it. I didn't just say that. Seen. So I'm not going to do anything if I can't get away with it or if it's not worth it to me. Like, besides my parents, maybe like my nieces, my sisters, of course. But my parents, I'm going to 5 jails. I'm going to 500 jails. Put me, bail a specific jail for me because I'm an astral trap out that bitch. I'm going to be on the news. You're going to be on Channel 2, Channel 5, I wish, because that's where it's stopping it ends. You don't fuck with my parents. Because they're everything. So that's love is the highest vibration. That's how it goes. Most people are like that with their children, but, you know, it's levels. So you have to be very careful. Okay, you can do whatever you want, but there's consequences to it. So back to the geometry. They teach you geometry, equilateral triangle, A plus B squared equals C squared. A lot of these things that were invented, they weren't invented by these people. They already existed. Christopher Columbus shit. Like, nigga, how you fucking discover some shit when somebody was already here? You being pumped? Like, knock it off. The Nitsa, the Penta, and the Santa Maria. And I was doing a quiz the other day. I know so many things because this stuff subconsciously was drilled into my head, and I got all these questions right. The Battle of Bunker Hill. Just so many things the subconscious picks up. That's why it's so important to do affirmations and tap in. Just for your dreams, perhaps. You know, learn to master your dreams, and if you can control your dreams, then do that and get back at me. That's why you're here, and that's a whole nother level. So if you know, you know. You know, you got to break all these fucking walls, because this is some whole bullshit. All this shit is an illusion. They call it Maya, M-A-Y-A. So I'm just grateful, still leveling up. Every day is a new beginning. The learning journey, never ends. And there's limitless possibilities. So I think I'm going to activate a tree portal, and I'm going to go inside of a tree. Yeah, I'm going to be Alice in Wonderland in that bitch. Right, and I'm going to come right back, learn how to come back. I done created a video game. That shit lit as fuck. And playing video games, double dutch, things like that, video games, you can tap into that. I'm getting ready to play my Mario brother. I refuse to play anything besides Mario 1, 2, 3, Pac-Man, Kung Fu, Mike Tyson Punch Out. I got to call my cousin for the codes. The only game I don't have that I want is Excitebike and Bubble Bobble, but I need somebody to play with me. Me and my best friend when I was growing up, Sharquita Lanique McKinley, Sharky. Now she calls herself Marilyn Donahue. That's the one that smoked weed now. Yeah, I knew you when you was back then. You didn't want me. Now I'm hot, y'all up on me. Yeah, it's interesting when you know people and they change, which the only thing constant is change. But don't forget where you come from. That's different. I'm not saying her, just example. Beautiful person. I outgrew a lot of my friends, and it was not personal. It was just me, and people were coming at me 20 years later, mad at me. I'm like, I'm not holding on to this. Oh, she does witchcraft, and why do you give a fuck? Two of my friends I grew up with, I feel like you stole them, because I had never experienced that before, and I'm like, oh, we friends, and now y'all friends. I wasn't jealous or anything. I don't think I've ever been jealous or envious. I just didn't understand it, because that was my experience with that. Like, these were my friends, and you came down here like this person had such a difficult life. They wanted my life, but it wasn't no bad intent, and I had to learn that, and just grow. But people are really interesting. Love is the highest vibration. Don't hold any grudges. Just accept things as they are. If you outgrow people, accept it. Take it as it is and move forward. When it's something in the universe and science keeps showing you something is not for you, you need to listen. That's what they call intuition. What my mom taught me, my gut feeling. I went past these Scientologists. Long story short, I won't too much get into that in this lecture. And every time one of them walked past me, my stomach would drop like I was on a roller coaster. I will never forget this experience because I will go into it. I was into the acting field, a lot of musical theater. I got into theater at Santa Monica College. Best thing that ever happened to me. I'm a Taurus. I rule with the throat. So I'm a great orator. I'm a great purpose is with my throat. Singing, speaking, writing, and I give thanks for that. And a lot of that has to do with my dad reading to me when I was younger, and he would come home from work, and he would be really tired, and he would try to read me this book called The Sorcerer's Apprentice, one of my favorite Disney movies. And he would be tired and try to do shortcuts. And he says it to this day. Oh, no, it don't go like that, because I knew the book by heart. I know movies by heart. I learned I could do voiceovers in certain people's voices from watching movies over and over, and I didn't realize it was a talent. Maybe I'll do some on the next lecture. And it's just a beautiful gift, and I didn't realize what I was doing. It just came natural to me, and it just felt like I could breathe. Okay, so The Sorcerer's Apprentice, Disney, phenomenal. They did a movie. I don't think it's a cartoon, but I can see it right now. And then they bought me these Disney tapes with the books to read along with. Like, I would go to the store and I would get books to write in cursive. I was a super geek. I do that now. I have phases because this was learned behavior that I was exposed to. I stayed at the library. My dad took me to the library. I could be running around there lit with just reading is a beautiful thing. Right now, my energy is so lit, it's hard for me to focus on a book. I need more discipline. I do have discipline, but I'm just growing. I'm just all over the place. I work at a preschool, so that's who I am, and I embrace it. But sometimes I do audiobooks. Sometimes I get in mode. I do my meditation music. I make sure I do it within myself. Meditating can be music. Meditating can be exercising. Meditating can be climbing a tree, talking to a tree, taking your shoes off, putting them in nature, whatever gives you that peace, because your thoughts are never going to stop. But you can learn to control them and let them flow. Ashe? Ashe. We say ashe when we honor our ancestors, the people that have passed on. Some people say die. I don't say die because energy never dies. And the number for the ancestors or the angels or the spirit guides would be 444. That's just my thing. I've always counted things. I used to go to the dentist. My dad used to take me to the dentist because my teeth were throwing up gang signs. They were $2,683. And I would look at the holes, I could see it right now, in the squares in a dentist chair, and I would count them. And I think it was 8, and it was 8 times 8. I remember learning my timetables, and I don't know. I was really a whiz kid. I used to speak Japanese and Chinese, and at that age, you're really impressionable, and you can learn anything because you're so open. I forgot, but somewhere in my life I remember. I know I was talking French the other day in my dream. It was so interesting. I was like in a competition with somebody. I got a D in French, but I remember it like it was yesterday because it was the experience. Je suis, tu as, il a, elle a, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont, elles sont. Ebony, pay attention. But even biological psychology, I got a D in it, but they talking about ecstasy. It's like a 25-letter word. I've tried it before, and I loved it, but they don't make it like they used to. So it's just so many things that are weird. You got to be careful what you put in your body, and it's levels to everything, But the parietal lobe, the occipital lobe, so many things I learned. I got a D. So the classes I got the baddest grades in, besides political science, that was really a challenge for me. I ended up passing it with a C, though. I think I took it twice. You learn the most, which is ironic, So theater was my thing, musical theater. Long story short, I've met and interacted with so many people. Prince, because we're the same. We're exactly the same. You made it, that might as well be me. But I love you and I appreciate you. And I'm going to approach you as such. And if you act fucked up with me, I'm going to cuss your ass out. And it's only like 2-3 people like that. Because you're not better than me. Fuck you. But I have that personality, gratefully, and that essence and that energy to tap into and manifest that right when I start getting out the church and just start, really finding out what was going on. Like, fuck Jesus. Like, knock that shit off. Caesar Borgias. There's so many levels to this shit. That wasn't Jesus, but don't tell nobody I said that. That's a whole nother story. He's just a basic man. Watch the History Channel. They don't even know shit about him, but like so many years. The 15th crucified Savior. How many of y'all motherfuckers died on the cross? Me too. Nigga, you got holes in your hands. What made you, man, it's some bullshit. It's so many levels. You better decode that shit. The Vatican. I'm a teleport to that bitch. Watch the movie Jumpers or Limitless. Limitless. What % of your brain are you using? I'm trying to get to 100. Watch me be in this motherfucking tree. I'm going to be a tree for like 2 weeks. I'm already talking to them, and if I really get in tune, they start showing themselves to me in a different way. It's like you could see something, but you really see it in a different way. What's understood don't need to be explained. I wish you the best. Peace, love, prosperity. Don't be afraid to try anything. Tap in. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Note to self. I, myself, law is master. Hell, Satan, the dark mother. What if I told you the devil was us? The devil is melanated. The devil is Zeus. What's true, what's not? Just tap into it. You don't got to believe it. Just understand it. Just at least look at it and open your mind up to different things. That'll help you define your purpose and maybe help other people, because that's the only reason we're here, to love and to help others. The more you give, the more you get. I can tell people that, and they just don't get it. I can tell people that your words create your reality. Stop saying that, and they'll get just mad at me, and they just don't fucking get it, Sometimes I don't learn things the first or second time. I have a meme. Sometimes it takes me 6 or 7. A lot of times you've learned the fucking lesson. You already passed the test. And it's some tricky shit. You have to be in control of your emotions. It's like a motherfucker poking you. What you gonna do? A lot of people bully me, because they want to rise out of me, but they already know what time it is. Niggas, tick-tock. Time is an illusion. But I can't sacrifice everything that I am, because that's what this motherfucker wants, and they can't look in the motherfucking mirror for 30 seconds. Try it. 2 minutes. It's very interesting. Stirring with a mirror. Coloring the mirror black. Like, just tap in. It's levels, So sometimes you got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Peace, love, light. I think that's it. One more thing about the geometry. They teach you only basic geometry, like I said, the Pythagorean theorem, and the equilateral triangle, right triangle, obtuse triangles. Thank you so much, ancestors. Thank you, universe. Thank you, higher self. There's more, but they don't teach you sacred geometry. The flower of life is everywhere. They don't teach you the dodecahedron, the Merkaba, the isohedron, the octohedron, octo as in 8, as in stop sign. I am a Merkaba dodecahedron. And I'm going to name my daughter Ceviche. Just kidding. The Merkaba is the triangle upward and then downward, and there's meanings inside that too. I believe the downward is the feminine energy. So look into that. Whatever you're open to, whatever you resonate with, there's so many different ways, and people have different ways of learning. Like I have a photographic memory. So the Merkaba, Mer means light, Ka means spirit, and Ba means body. So that's your light spirit body. This is your vehicle that you travel in when you're asleep. Try saying, I will remember my dreams right before you feel like you're going to drift off to sleep. And try to say it at least 9 times. 9 is the number of completion. My life path is actually a 9. And I just found out the last year, the 9 life path is not only the humanitarian, the giver, the philanthropist, among so many other things, like the Pisces, which is last. I'm all the signs put together. That's why I'm so magnificent, phenomenal, amazing, and fucking fake ass Jesus, blue Jesus, black Jesus. Nobody can knock me off my shit, my dodecahedron Merkaba, and tell me that I'm not, because I am. It's not about ego. You need a bit of ego. Ain't no motherfucking humble. Look up humble and look up exalted. And marinate on those and go back and read them over and over and marinate on those and think within yourself only and decide which one would you rather be. Sit down, be humble. Nah, fuck you. I'm exalted. What the fuck? So yeah, words are powerful. Words are spells, spelling. They create, write it down. Like Erykah Badu Town. Write it down and watch it manifest. Put your intent in it. If you don't like something, you're uncomfortable with something, you hate it, go to that happy place. For instance, me. My dad pushing me in the swing. Pushing me, having fun. He's teaching me. Push your legs back and then up and then back. But I didn't know he was teaching me. Just like riding a bike. Higher, daddy, higher. Anytime in my life, I can go to that place and I pull what I call my happy strings. I just feel like I'm pulling strings out the sky. And I think of that place, and there's your transmutation of energy. Creators create. Everything starts in the mind. It's all about how you react to things, So try that. I myself, Law and Master, the movie The Last Dragon. When I say, who's the master, you say, show enough. Who's the master? Like that part, I'm about to get the glow on these bitches. Like, we're capable of so many things. Superheroes, that shit is real. Dive deep. Stop being scared. Tap into yourself. Control your dreams so you can get there and not be scared. It's leveled. They have a book called Dream Yoga. They have astral travel and lucid dreaming apps. Whatever works for you, but you can't be scared, because you might be scared at first, but you got to do it in levels. Because the first time that shit happens to you, it's going to freak you out. So you have to know how powerful you are and that nothing can harm you. And you got to own that. Fly away. Dragon's blood. Whatever you got to do, claw your motherfucking power back. There's no place like home, the Wizard of Oz, because it never lets you. Own your shit and walk into your divine purpose. This is Ebony Austin Unobi Nitsua on Blue Mermaid Radio Show 333. Tune in again next week. I love you. Peace, love, and mermaid. Show enough. When I say who's the master, you say show enough. Mwah. Love you. I am taking requests and ideas of topics for my next show or any upcoming shows. Either the topic in itself or why. I'm learning too, and of course I'll be taking callers as well. I love you. I appreciate you. You're a reflection of me. I love you. I love you. I love you. Infinite love is the only truth. Everything else is an illusion. One of the 3 top life-changing, greatest books I read. P.S. Dear Darla by David Icke. He's pretty deep, where you feel like you're on a roller coaster reading it. He has a bunch. I only read that one. I think it's Children of the Matrix. The Science of Self-Realization. Hair, Krishna, hair, Krishna, 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 hair, Rama, hair, Rama, 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 hair. Like, am I crazy? Then them people just astral travel in my dream, and I was in the most beautiful place I ever seen in my life, It kind of looked like Disneyland. The best way I can explain it, it's a real place, all blue, all water, and that's my place I go to. I'm a blue mermaid with blue hair, with a blue dragon named Cosmo and a blue castle. You got to go to that place and create that place. Creators create. And somebody fuck with you, take that dragon, take that tiger, take that snake. You could be anything you want to be and attack their ass. Or put the evil eyes around you. Stars, whatever you do, command it. Program your crystals. Make that shit up. Pick a rock off the ground. Everything is intent. Everything is energy. And everything is in me. No jealousy, no envy. Yeah. Like that. To my known self be true. I know I got carried away. That's what I do. Yeah. I was trying to think of something I made up the other day. I'm drawing a blank. That's a part of it. It says jealousy. Jealousy is not in me. No jealousy, no envy. Because it was already in me. I'm divinely selected. I'm divinely selected. I was already. Am I the only one divinely? Thank you. Am I the only one divinely selected? Am I the only one divinely selected? Am I the only one divinely selected? Am I the only one resurrected? Because I was divinely selected. I came here to protect it. I got to say stuff over and over to remember it. But you get the picture, and I go on and I say, no jealousy, no envy. Because it's already in me. It's dope as fuck. Creators create. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, black fish, blue fish, old fish, new fish. This one has a little star. This one has a little car. Say, what a lot of fish they are. Some are sad, some are glad, and some are very, very mad. I don't know why. Go ask your dad. From there to here, from there here to there. Funny things are everywhere. I will not eat them here or there. I will not eat them anywhere. I skip to green eggs and ham. Dr. Seuss. You should know this. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. I will not eat them in a house. I will not eat them with a mouth. I will not eat them in a tree. Oh, Sam, just let me be. I will not eat them in a box. I will not eat them with a fox. I will not eat them here or there. I will not eat them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Like, what the fuck? How many times you gotta read that? My hat is old. My hat is old. My bird is gold. My hat is old. My bird is cold. My hat is old. My hat is old. My bird is cold. I have a something I like to hold. I got it. I hate when I do that. My hat is old. My teeth are gold. I have a bird I like to hold. See how I'm snapping? Because music is everything. It's frequencies in music. Check that out. Some of this rap music, what frequency it is. I think it's like 440 and then 440. Study different hertz. I believe love, vibration, hertz, and used for different things. Healing, it equals 9. I think it's 432. 432 is 9, right? 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 2 is 9. I am. Try out those binaural beats, Just find out what works for you. There's a app called on YouTube, Sonic Elevator. You just find what works for you. Some people do witchcraft or candles or spells. They're not bad. It's always been here. It's our ancestors. Fuck what they talking about. Find your own way. So, rap music, ratchet music. Like, for instance, I use You Wanna Bumble with the Beat, huh? Bzz, throw a hex, because that was a whole vibe, that music. Lil' Kim, it's all about the Benjamins, babe. Just do whatever works for you. Like, this is going so long, but I love myself. It is what it is. I guess it's going to be my MO. Like, you're not going to talk to me and I'm not going to go right or left. We're going to go right, left, up, down, squiggly, round and round. Ah! I'm patting that. Don't steal my shit. Okay, where were you, Ebony? Where were you? Oh, I think my next one is going to be Ebony Irene Austin's Gangster Original Underground Classic Gangster Rap. Nigga, I'ma sing that shit like Annie. Wait for it. I will give you a little example right now. Nope, you gotta tune in next. And this is the real ending, or is it? And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm Janet, damn it. Same birthday, May 16th. And their mom was a Taurus. I just found it. It's a lot of people that were Taurus that I just found out. Busta Rhymes, I met him. The Queen of England, that bitch is a motherfucking Taurus. That bitch is like 500 years old. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of her. Yeah, they control all this shit. Look at the Great Britain. David Icke talks about her too. Bitch, how many presidents you didn't live through? I'm gonna beat y'all. Bitch, you been in the Flintstones, the Smurfs, the Jetsons, Silver Spoon. Bitch, Richie Rich. What y'all know about Richie Rich? Meet George Jetson, his boy Elroy, daughter Judy. Dun 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 dun. Let me knock it off. Dino. Yabba dabba doo. Bam bam. Classic shit. Can't nothing touch with the. I'll fight you over the Smurfs. Right, that part. The Smurfs and the Gummy Bears. The Gummy Bears is super underrated. They were fucking witches and wizards. They had an underground tunnel. And the Littles, Jim and the holograms. Here comes the Littles. Like, I'll make some shit at the end out of a shoebox. Corny as fuck. Like, what the fuck is this? The Littles, Jim. Jim is truly outrageous. Truly, truly, truly outrageous. Whoa, Jim. Jim is truly outrageous. Truly, truly, truly outrageous. Jim is my name, and I know it's the same. Jim is my name. Jim. Like, what the fuck? 80s theme songs. I might do that with the Annie's gangster rap, maybe one show segment, and maybe mix it with 80s theme songs. Bitch, you can't go to sleep 3 in the morning because the Laverne Shirley theme song is in your head. Like, who fucking does that? Like, is Chachi from Happy Days Charles in charge? Yeah, stay with me, stay woke. Best time ever. I was watching a show called not only Mr. Belvedere and Small Wonder with the little robot girl. Oh my God. They kept her in a cabinet. Amazing. It was another show called, what was it called? I think it was called, oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's like Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I think it was called Evie. Her name was Evie, and she would take her 2 fingers and touch them together. You have different energy points on each of your fingers. Your fingers are alive like trees. Touch yourself with each one of your different fingers and just see how it feels. It's really groovy, like Austin Powers. Yeah, baby. So yeah, but Tiffany Brissett went to school with my friend Sharquinta. Charquintha. Love you, Sharky. She went to school with her. I saw her once, and she was on that show. And her brother's name was Jamie, and they had an annoying neighbor named Harriet. Yeah, she talked like a fucking parrot. Anyway, I was watching a show called Dear John. There's no way at 11 years old. I think I was about 11. I should have been watching that show. Dear John, dear John, by the time you read this letter, I'll be gone. Like, why, bitch? I can't think of his name, but he's a very popular Jewish actor. And you'll probably recognize him if you know a little bit of TV. I can't think of his name. But he was a star on that show. And the premise was his wife left him, and it was based on that, you know. The premise, like, what about your mother? That they take one idea, and then they just go with it. Creators create. I got into Friends, Third Rock from the Sun, a few other shows I can't think of way later. You know, my divine timing has always been later. Like, I'm behind, but it's my divine timing, and I embrace it. So, yeah. Like, oh, this shit is good. Damn, these now ladies good. So, yeah, I got off track on purpose. That was 3. I love, that's my favorite number. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. 33 master number. So, I appreciate you. I love you. Of course, I hope I didn't bore you. Tune in next week for Gangster Rap, Singing, and Annie. And then maybe after that, or I will encompass that with 80s theme songs. And I'll do my top 3. Okay, I love you. Peace, love, light, soul. When I say who's the master, you say show enough. Think blue always. Mwah.